4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, voiders and voidettes, to Speaking Into the Void, episode 6, baby. We out here. We really doing this. 6 weeks in, breaking into the game. Boise, Idaho isn't ready for us, dog. Here we go. This week on the podcast, we have a bass playing, hairstyling, bartending, knower of anyone who's anyone in Boise, Idaho. He currently plays bass for the band Hudson Powder Company. The group will be officially dropping its first song January 19th.
Let's go.
And we'll be playing a show January 26th. Catch a great cut from our mans at the State Street Barbershop.
Right here,
or just
right here.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Yesterday,
straight up. We
fresh
got the demo.
Fresh cut yesterday.
Fresh cut.
He's basically the Zohan, man.
He's the Zohan. That's too perfect, bro.
Or let him craft you a cocktail over at Tabalata.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have Ricky Jones
Hey,
on the podcast today.
what
baby.
up?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me out, fellas. What it do?
Hey,
What it do?
yo,
Howdy.
What's
Yep,
good,
I'm
what's
yep,
good,
that's
what's
me. That's
good?
me. I am at Slick Rick's Cuts.
Yes.
Bing right there. Bing. Give me a
Mhm.
follow.
Bing,
Give me a
bing,
shout
bing.
out. I do play bass for Hudson Powder Company. Been slapping the bass for about 2 years now. Slowly learning it along the way.
Yes, sir.
Such a fun instrument. We can talk about instruments when we get there. But so 19th, January 19th, we're releasing our first single.
What's the name of that single?
Bare Metal Hypervisor.
Oh my
Bare
god.
It's
Metal
gonna take.
Hypervisor.
It's
I
gonna,
love that
it's gonna
name.
take
Let's
you on
go.
a wave of synth. It's gonna have some
Okay.
highs, have some lows.
Okay.
But make sure you bring a spare face because your face might be melted off. You feel? Our 4-piece Hudson Powder Company consists of the lead singer and vocalist Cooper Lowry. He's the golden goose, I guess you could say. He's got the
golden
pipes
goose.
and the rhythm guitar.
Okay.
And then second up to bat, we got Douglas Rudine. The man is a wizard on the guitar. That's where that face melting comes in.
Okay.
Intelligent man, very wise guy.
Let's go.
And then holding it down and keeping that train a chug-a-lug-a-luggin'. On the drums, we got Sexy Lexus Galvin,
Let's go.
born and raised.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we do a lot of like fun indie rock.
Indie
Don't know
rock,
our
okay.
genre yet. We're still
Quite
kind
yet.
of finding our
Hey,
sound.
Yeah,
that's
there's no
fine. It
need
takes
to
But-
know that.
You shouldn't put yourself in a box either, man.
No
There's
box,
point.
no
There's
box,
point.
no
It's
box.
overrated.
So yeah, we got that going on. January 19th is our first
Oh, yeah.
release, not 29th, and then the
And that'll-
26th
Yeah.
of
So the song
January.
will be out. The song will be out by the time this video drops. And,
Yes, all
January
platforms.
26th. Where?
26th at Tom Graney's. So I don't know when this
Graney's.
drops,
let's
but
go.
The
We'll try and get-
upstairs.
we'll
The
try and get it out before
upstairs.
the 26th.
The upstairs.
it's reps. You know,
For
it's
sure.
reps. We're trying to get that. As many shows as we possibly can before Tree Fort. You know, we've had one
yeah.
show before this, so we're new to the scene. We're not trying to step on anyone's toes. You know, like. You know, we just gotta get our name
Oh,
out
no,
there
you're
and be like in the respected area of like
that's
you know
awesome.
doing our thing. So yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.
I'll see y'all later. Good night.
This is my time. This is my time.
And cut.
So Hudson Powder Co, man. How you
Yeah.
doing with all the powder outside right now? It snowed a lot in Boise lately. You know, it's been a damper on my situation. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to run miles out here. And
This
it
dude
is
did
just-
9 miles in the snow last night.
Yeah,
Miles.
at midnight, dude. I got done with my run at midnight.
I know. I saw your.
And then I ran again this
Jeez.
morning. So
I saw your story
getting
after
that
I got
work
done
on
hanging out with Jill last night, and I was just like, you're just in the microphone, into the camera, just sweating with snow falling. You're just like, I'm out here. Let's go.
Dude, David
Doesn't your-
Goggins shit.
Bro, don't
Who's
your
gonna
lungs
carry the
bleed like when
boats?
you do
I
that?
do it
Who's
for my
gonna
lungs.
carry
actually.
the
the,
boats?
the reason that I started
Okay.
running,
Yeah.
the reason that I started running
100.
was so that I could perform my songs on stage better. That's
Just
the
like
reason
some
I got
Outkast
into
shit,
running.
dude.
And,
Which is fire.
And since then, it's really helped. It's helped a ton, man. Just getting my cardio up, because when you perform a show, especially a rap show, with the lyrics that I like to write, they're very wordy and lengthy.
I like to take
So-
the Post Malone method and just smoke a pack of cigs right before.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people can just do it, man, but
Yeah.
I need that.
That's a good
I need
idea.
that. I need that
Like,
step
yeah,
up,
100%, 100%.
right? But yeah, man. So how you doing? How's life? Good?
Life's good. Busy as always. Busy always. No stops.
Good. That's
how
From
it
one
should be.
thing
That's
to
what
the
I do, man.
next. From one appointment to the next.
Yeah, you're cutting hair right after this. Eh?
Cutting hair. Yeah, I've got appointments going on. I work, part time at a restaurant doing the bartending thing. keeping a smile on my face the whole time,
Yeah,
you know, keeping
brother.
that good energy going. Basically paying my bills so I can, you know,
Do the things you
make
love
the
to do.
music.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
things I like to do.
yourself
Music,
the
hanging out with my
opportunity to-
friends,
Fuck yeah.
traveling. When I do take some time to do that.
Sure.
And
Sure.
yeah.
Well, speaking
Yeah.
of music, I like to intro the pod with a little segment
Okay.
where we just maybe talk about any new
Mhm.
or upcoming artists.
Yeah, you got any new artists on your
Heard
radar?
of?
New artists
I've got-
recently.
I've got one off the top of my head. This group called Infinity Song.
Infinity Song?
Yeah, they
Okay.
they popped up on my YouTube about a week ago, and
About a week
they're
ago.
like,
Anytime somebody says that, I have to do it.
yeah, that just shows how old we are, honestly.
That's dating. That's dating ourselves for
Yeah.
sure.
But they've got this really cool, like, they're kind of a quartet vibe, and they've got this song called "The Haters Anthem" that's just pretty funny. It's like about people who hate on everything and then never even try to accomplish anything in their lives.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a feel-good, upbeat song that is super catchy and it's been stuck in my head all week. But yeah, shout out Infinity Song. They're super sick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so more recently, the reason why I'm shouting out is because I was blown away the other night. I went to a performance at the Shrine Basement
Mhm.
with Rest Collective, a nonprofit here in Boise for trans and other, you know, great supporting roles in this environment. And I saw a band called Gawk and Roll. Gawk and Roll, yeah.
Gawk and Roll.
Yeah, the drummer and lead guitarist combination, it was just, their energy was just copacetic, and like I looked around and it was one of those shows where everyone was just like having a great time and
That's awesome,
supporting
man.
a good cause
Rocking
and a
out.
good method or
That's
a
what's
good
up.
message. So yeah, it was like a more of a punk show, which, you know, is always
Sick.
kind of
Very cool.
fun
They
to
get
branch
rowdy.
outside and get rowdy and just, you
Yeah,
know,
there you go.
everyone supporting each other. So yeah, Gawk is next on the radar for sure.
Rock and roll.
Gawk
So
and
are they
roll.
from Boise?
They are from Boise.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
they're local.
Cool.
Go
Fuck
check
yeah.
them out.
Yeah, give them a shout out.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I don't really have anything new.
Hey, no worries.
I started listening to, I think Jared put me on to the Sad Night Dynamite, which is half of it is the lead singer from the Gorillaz. So I was bumping a little bit of that this week. That's
Okay.
Sad Night Dynamite's pretty sick. They make some dope music.
Said he doesn't have
Love
shit
the
out of
Gorillaz.
his shot now, so. No, that's awesome.
I don't have shit. They're old. Like, that's old music. I
that's
just
cool.
got
If
turned
it-
on
if
to
it
that
pops on
like
your
this
radar,
week.
you know,
So
whenever it does, that's sick.
Have you seen that Spotify like play your playlist as like aura wording? Have you seen that, like the new trend where it's like you put a shuffle of your playlist and it's like mellow cooking
Oh, I
vibe
did. I
play.
put
You know what
my-
I'm talking
yeah, I
about? I'm
put
not
mine
alone
in.
on
It
this
was,
one. Okay.
Nice.
It's like your day list. is
Yeah,
what they
your
call
day
it or
list.
some
Your
shit.
day list. The word jobble of
Yeah.
like.
so you
what-
just pick a couple of words or what?
You look up your Spotify day list.
Hmm.
Here, I'll look up mine.
Yeah, yeah, do real quick.
Yeah. So Jaden Ray, he's from.
Okay.
So it's JDENRAY, but he's from Seattle, and he's been coming up. He has like one song that's over a couple mil. The rest of them are pretty. Like, they're growing
couple
for
hundred
sure.
thousand.
So basic.
But
Is he a rapper?
Yeah, he is.
Lyricist?
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. Like he does like some Kanye shit. He has like some shit that kind of sounds like Jack Harlow. He has some shit that's like
Is
a
he a
little
white
bit
guy?
slower. Yeah, he's white. Yeah,
Jaden Ray.
Jaden Ray, but he's no, he's fire though. Check him out. He's up and coming for sure. I'm surprised that he hasn't blown up more. I've been listening
That's
to him
right.
for a couple months now. For,
Okay, hell yeah, Jaden Ray.
Pretty,
So we got
pretty
Infinity
legit.
Song, Gawk and Roll,
Gawk and roll. Yep.
Sad Night Dynamite.
Sad Night Dynamite, and
Jaden Ray.
Jaden Ray. Fuck yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. That's
Yeah,
a
let me
sick
see.
fucking
Let me
sick
see
song.
this. I gotta
Okay, so mine is so basic. It's my day list is laid back chillin' Wednesday afternoon.
So is
And
it all
says,
randomized?
You listen to dark country and electric on Wednesday afternoons.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
Here's some chillin'.
Day list for me. Let's see what it is. Chill sad rap Wednesday afternoon. I'm in my feels on Wednesdays, I guess.
Everyone's in their feels
Hump
on
day, I'm like,
Wednesdays.
damn, dude, I need to.
It's a good day to be in your fields,
It
though.
is,
I love
man. It
Wednesdays.
is.
Wednesdays are great. Have you guys noticed that, like, you have a certain day out of the week that
Dude, I love
is kind of like your sign is like,
Bro.
Yeah.
whatever your zodiac, you know, it doesn't have to be so much in that realm, but like one day of the week is your day.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like a. It's like kind of recharging.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Since
yeah.
we started this podcast, man, I've looked forward to Wednesdays. so
Wednesdays
much,
are great.
bro. Cause
Wednesdays
we
are
got the
great.
podcast that
Yeah.
It drops on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then we record on Wednesday, so it's like a big culmination. It just like fuck yeah, we're really doing shit out here. So yeah, Wednesdays have been good.
Shout out Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays.
Mic
are
bump.
sick. Honestly, I fucking love it. I love every day right now, bro.
Yeah, that's my
Every
boy.
day's a
that
good
good
day.
energy. That good
Hey,
energy.
hey.
Every day's
Well,
a good day.
Yeah.
Ricky,
Yo.
we got some questions for you, my man.
I got some hopefully answers.
So there's a lot of things I want to ask you about. Starting
Yeah.
with the Hudson Powder Company.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys meet? Why'd you guys choose the name Hudson Powder Company? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to the band?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Hudson Powder Company originated.
Originalated.
We can cut that, right? Okay, cool. So yeah, we were founded honestly like 6 months ago and started all together. So me, the guitarist Doug, and Alexis, the drummer, we originally were a 3-piece band. We were playing like 3 years ago, just practicing every so often, and we were Calico Tabby, and we were just like a little side project, just having fun with it.
Yeah.
And then we all kind of had like, our own separate ways. We went our own separate ways and did our thing. Life happens, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my old roommate, Mike Heiser, hits me up one day and was like, "Hey, are you still playing a bass? Are you still in a band?" And I was like, and this is, like a year after I've even touched the bass.
Yeah.
So I'm like, not really. Like, I haven't really played and I haven't really talked to those guys at all. Well, he's like, "Hey, you should pick that bass up again and get this thing going," because I got a kid moving back from Montana. He's originally Cooper. He's our vocalist. He's originally from here.
Word.
Went to school in Montana, came back, and we had a sit down, me, him, and Doug one day. We went to Goodies, and had
There you go.
had to show like the initiation, like round table vibe. Summer afternoon at Goodies. Yeah, it was a good time. And immediately, like, we saw this Cooper come, and he has this power of like this energy, and we both believed that he was like
That's your lead guy.
Yeah. We just needed the vocals because we would only just play instruments and just kind of jam out a little bit.
Yeah.
So we were missing a piece, and so he moved back, and we all agreed to like get that train rolling again, and slowly but surely we kind of picked up where we sort of left off. It takes a very long time, like playing instruments, at least for myself and the drummer. We've only been playing for somewhat.
Couple years.
Dougie's a wizard. He can just do whatever he wants, and he just, So, me and Lex, we hop back on that horse, and slowly every practice, just snowballs to a better and better practice until,
You guys are ready to perform it.
Yeah,
You guys
like,
are ready to record
now
it.
Yep. So,
You guys
and Cooper, being the, golden goose that he is, he's got great material. He's a great writer. Also, Douglas, very poetic. So they had a lot of material they were kind of sitting on. And in my place, and my idea of what my role was is kind of like the glue to bring everyone together and correlate, like this collective that we do have, which is kind of cool. And
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
we're just having fun. We all know it. That's like honestly our biggest goal,
Yeah.
and we're, we have all that. We do have this same vision.
So where'd the name come from?
Okay, so moving on. Shout out the band. Love you guys. Hudson Powder Company. So, any good band, you have to have a name for it. So
That's
most
bands have a name.
a lot of our decision making happens very swiftly.
Okay.
We don't sit around.
Don't overthink
and
it.
You didn't want to be the
Don't
Swifties?
overthink it.
No. We had some rough ones on. We had like a whiteboard in our practice space.
That's legit.
And for a while we were just like every practice someone would come up with an idea, of a idea for a band name, and we'd write it on the board, right?
Yeah.
So eventually we were like, dude, let's just call it the Cooper Lowry Band. Like Zach
Yeah.
Bryant does the whole like
So just
like
lead singer
Post
name.
Malone, so we were thinking about doing that. But Coop wasn't really on board to be called the Cooper Lowry Band, because then it sounds we're just like, like and the band.
It's
So-
like Tenacious D, that movie's like the Kyle Gass Project or
Yeah,
something. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cooper and Friends.
So
Coop and Friends.
Yeah. He went. Actually, it was gonna be Coop and
Friends?
Company for a bit.
Coop and
I
Company?
do.
That's what
Well,
you
there's the company idea. There's
Right,
where that kind of
okay,
started
so I see
snowballing
the-
from.
So it snowballed,
The
and we had some
evolution.
words. I came up with. I think it was cracked pepper was my idea for a band name.
That's good.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's
I
a
like
good-
that. Yeah.
So the start of it, Hudson, is Cooper's middle name. We were like, all right, let's take a little bit of everything. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Mm.
we're gonna take his middle name, which sounds kind of like country, twangy. Like we're not super Western, but we wanted sort of like an Idaho native
Yeah.
influence.
For sure,
'cause
yeah.
We're all kind of based out of this general area,
Yeah.
and that's also ultimately like what our music we kind of want to be defined as. Is like what does Idaho sound like in a
Right,
way?
of course.
Represent.
So we took his middle name, sounds kind of country, and then we were just using the whiteboard to kind of play, and we saw cracked pepper, but eventually became cracked powder.
Okay.
so I guess like we were on
Oh,
some
that's
sort of
hilarious.
wave that day
That's
about
Just
the
like
powder pepper thing.
Hudson Powder Company.
So Hudson first or middle name from him,
That's
and
a good
then
name.
powder. It being in now reference, we like how it turned out because now we were like thinking of ideas for logos and other thing, and now it sounds like Hudson Powder Company or Hudson Powder Co. sounds like an old like mining company
Mhm.
back
Yeah.
in like
It does.
Oh, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
or like an old like armory like gunpowder or something.
Yeah.
No, that's sick.
In play of our like logos and a lot of other things that we're creating, we have a lot of like that
Yeah.
sort of old woodsy mountaineer
Influence.
influence.
That's
Yeah.
gonna make
It's
for
kinda-
some.
It kind of worked out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, creating the merch. Now we're doing like.
I was gonna
getting
say
ready
that's
to
gonna
do
make for
merch.
some sick ass
Yeah,
merch,
I'm
bro.
gonna give you a little sneak peek, but
Hudson Powder
the
Co.
homie
merch.
Doug, he's also a wizard on the.
Okay.
He's a wizard
Graphic
on the
designs.
graphic designs.
Nice.
And little sneak pizzle. He's gonna be doing like a Kenworth. Semi or actually no, it's a secret. You guys
Okay.
are gonna have to,
Stay
you guys are gonna have to
tuned.
come to our show and buy
Stay
our
tuned.
merch.
Let's go.
Stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we came about, and the brotherhood of
Brother.
making like originally all four of us we weren't really close at all, and now like we're inseparable. We talk every single day, and
Mhm.
just that brotherhood of like holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
And like you said, Wednesdays, I love Wednesdays because we practice on Wednesdays, and like
Fuck yeah.
every week we're staying dedicated to
That's
the
what you do,
music,
man.
and it's
Yeah,
just you guys know it's such a great outlet to be
It
able
is,
to
yeah.
like get out of the bar scenes, and
therapeutic.
especially
It's
yeah
freeing,
It's
man.
therapeutic and
It's
it's fun
freeing.
as fuck too.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's living your life for yourself, right? Like
Right.
there's times where you have to be somewhere for someone else, right? You
Yep.
got to show up to work to make that money, but
Mhm.
it's not because you want to be there. You got to do it for somebody else. So when you're able to, do these passion projects that mean a ton to you, and then you're also able to share them with the people that you love, it's just like, damn, I'm doing this for myself, and no one can stop me. It's all me. So
Let's go.
fuck yeah, I'm
Big time.
happy for you guys. That's
Big time.
awesome.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah.
How many songs on that album y'all are working on?
So we have right now about 10 of our original pieces.
Yeah.
Nice.
We have 3 recorded. We're working on figuring out our deadlines with
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
music. So 2 songs are pretty much, or 1 song's ready to go.
The
Release
one
on
that
the
you're gonna
19th.
release, yeah.
But now like the music industry is a really business. You got to be strategic about how you
100%.
play your stuff. And
Yeah.
now we have 3 songs, pretty much ready to go. We're just gonna be releasing them like slowly,
Singles.
like 2 at a
That's
time,
fine.
or
Yeah,
1,
that's fine.
2, and then hit the EP for the 3.
Yeah.
And then we have some like artwork for each release. But
yeah.
in the meantime, what we really are gonna try to do is get those live recordings from our shows and
Nice.
use those as kind of our
Promotional pieces.
EPKs, and our
Nice.
ability to like, because promoters you need like views and you need
Mhm.
listens, and it's kind of rough
Mhm.
when like we're waiting for our music to get out, and it's either not exactly how we want it to be, or it's like we're
Yeah.
working on just like making it especially ours, because no one wants to rush their work.
That's
No.
yeah,
For
You
sure.
know,
Yeah.
so-
It's part of
Especially if
being
you're
an
gonna put
artist.
you're gonna
Right.
put your name on something, you want it to be the best that you can possibly be.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all new to all of us, recording process.
Yeah.
But
Where
Yeah,
y'all are recording this at?
So we recorded with some friends.
So
in the
just like
area.
kind of a local or
Local
like more
spot,
like
yeah.
is it like a garage that somebody has set up, or is it like a bedroom
No, it's
type vibe?
we
or
recorded at Hinge Studios. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's what's up.
I don't know if I'm not supposed to name drop or whatever.
no, that's
but
I mean
No,
that
you're
could be.
chilling.
We like to know stuff like
yeah,
that.
it was a
Hey,
great
this is
it's a
your
great
pod here.
experience, and they allowed us to use the utilities that we needed to kind of make it happen. and
Start getting things recorded and
right,
get shit out.
out.
And yeah, and nothing beats playing live, obviously. Like
Did you
Totally.
guys have a
recording-
budget going in, or did you just kind of?
So we got really lucky with our situation, considering we didn't know how long it was going to take or what it was going to do, and
what it does take
what
to
it does
actually
take,
get it. Yeah.
especially and a lot of from what I've heard, everyone charges an hourly rate for
Mhm.
like that sort of stuff.
It's like
Mhm.
at least
Um,
$30 to $50 an hour based
Right.
off of your recording process, and then how much the engineer has to work. And
Right. There's
Yeah.
a lot that goes into it. So, what happened? We were stoked because we got a flat rate of X amount of dollars for 3 finished songs.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
There you go. So you
we
kind of got like a
pay
package
half of
deal.
it up front, correct,
Yeah.
and then the other half when we are finished.
For
There you
sure.
go.
So yeah, it works out, and it's a new experience for all of us.
Nice.
We like to know stuff like that just because
Yeah.
I feel like if anybody's thinking about becoming an artist, there is so much of it that can be DIY, right?
Mhm,
Like, there's so much of
absolutely.
it that you can do at home.
Yeah.
But if you're interested in, like going out and finding a producer who wants to mix and master for X amount of dollars, like it's good to know that there's places like that in Boise that you can pick
Exactly.
100%,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I'm curious, because I don't know a whole lot of the local studios
Same,
around here and
yeah.
whatnot, right? Like, the Hive is kind of a studio, but also more of like a live set spot.
Mhm.
I know that there's another place called like Audio Lab in town, and then there's a studio that I'm interested in visiting. A couple of kids that I went to high school are in a band called As Fire Falls.
Oh.
They have like they're like a heavy metal band,
Okay.
and
Word.
3 of the members I think I went to high school with. So, and they're really popping off, and they have their own studio. Like, I don't know exactly how they afforded it. Could have been the fact that they were private school kids and their parents may have had some money, but yeah, they legit
Shout
have
out
like
to
a
parents.
fucking crazy
That's
setup,
good.
and the
legit.
engineer is also, he's the drummer but also the engineer for all their music and
Oh,
shit
okay.
too. So
See
That
that
helps too.
that is so crucial, and half of the battle is because like
Yeah.
you have to find that, at least for us, that 5th member of your band.
the
Because
one
as-
person that's gonna
as-
care
Behind
enough
the
about
scenes.
your music to make
Yeah.
it sound the way you all want
Right.
it to, right?
Because it's so particular to each and every one of us in the band, but
Yeah.
it's like ultimately whoever song, they have the final say.
Yeah.
But we all want to be on the copacetic like communication, and with
Just the
There's a
res-
lot
the
of compromise
respect
in
of
that.
it.
There's a lot of
Especially if you have
compromise.
well, considering the engineer, 5 heads in one room trying to curate how a mix sounds. Yeah, that's a lot of that's a lot of compromise that y'all have to come up with. It's like, all right, well, my shit doesn't sound as clean, but then you're sacrificing a little bit of that potential headroom of like maybe your bass isn't coming through as hard, but the song calls for and feels more of like a kick drum song, right? So
Right.
you want that kick drum to be punching a little bit harder rather than having like a stronger bass line. So
Right.
that kind of compromise of like, all right, I'll
Yeah.
take the little bit of a back seat on my volume of what I'm playing for the overall track to sound the way it needs to, right?
Yeah.
RIP.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's where
it.
chemistry plays in.
He
So
knows.
how do you
The
guys
engineer knows.
yeah.
He knows that.
Spitting.
Yeah.
How do you guys do your artwork? Is it all mostly graphic design type shit? Is the homie that does the graphic design for?
You letting that AI do the work?
Is
I'll
is
maybe yes,
is
maybe I
Ugonzo still working on a piece for you or
Oh
no?
no! I
No.
mean, he's
He's
still,
so busy, bro.
dude.
He's
Shout
so
out my
busy.
boy Gonzo
He's a
Art.
crazy
That guy
artist.
is a wild animal with the pen. But no, he's kind of he moved,
Yeah.
so we don't really keep in touch.
He
as
sold
much,
his house
but-
and moved and everything.
Yeah,
he's
he's
gone.
out, he's
ah, man, I wanted to see that guy
Yeah,
again.
yeah. Hey, maybe we go out in Cali and see him. Shout out Gonzo
Oh,
Art. Go
Austin,
hang out with
bro.
Joe
I don't
Rogan,
think
my boy.
I don't think he's no, he's not in
Joe
Cali. He's in Texas, right? He went to Austin.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
oh,
Joe-
yeah, he went to
yeah.
Austin, bro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think Gonzo went back to.
Went to
Cali.
Cali? Damn, he
I
was
think-
talking to me about going to Austin.
I think it was Austin. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you're
Love you,
good.
Gonzo. But yeah, so the homie Doug, the shredder on the guitar, he does a lot of it on his. He has like a pad.
Oh,
iPad.
okay, yeah,
And
with the
it's
stylus,
all
and
like
he's just
freehand. Yeah, like I think he like traces a little bit, but most
almost
of
like
it,
how tattoo shops do that shit.
exactly
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same. And then we kind of just throw him ideas and like what we want around, and then
inspiration.
like a few days later he'll just come up and be like, "Yo, what do you guys think of this?" And we're like, "Yes." Like
And we're
Run
like,
that.
it's
Yeah.
always like way more inviting and spectacular than we even imagine,
anticipate,
because he
yeah.
has this sort of like this brain that can like take our like pretty level-headed thoughts, and then he like flips it and then like twists it and backs it up and reverses it.
Expands.
You know what I mean? Like yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
Doug's a
Just
wild man.
molding, just
Yeah,
like
just
like he's got the
molding,
clay
yeah.
in his hands, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, we just kind
Mixing a
of
potion of all your guys' ideas. Next
Yep.
thing you know.
Yep. That joggle. And also too, another thing about my band, which is really cool, is we're all different. Like our age ranges from however old Doug is. I think he's like either like 100 or he's like 35. I don't know his wisdom level. And then there's like Lex, which is like a few years younger, and then there's like me, which is like a few years younger, and then there's like Coop, a few years younger. So it's like
Yeah.
a totem pole
That's
of like
sick.
That's sick. Experience.
Age ranges
Generations.
between like 2 and 3 years, basically.
Right,
like,
right.
But you guys all have
descending.
chemistry, so it really works
Nice,
together.
dude.
Yeah, that difference of age, I think, is why we also too work really well together, because we all like provide, and we all look at each other in the same like level of like,
Respect and just, yeah.
It's not like oh, I'm the oldest, so I like
What I say goes.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
yeah.
Because
I have more.
sometimes it's
I have
like-
more wisdom, more life experience.
Yeah, no, 100%, and yeah, it's fun. It's cool.
That's what's up.
So I saw on Instagram yesterday that
Yeah.
you guys were filming a music video.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah. Is that gonna drop with the single, or is that gonna drop later?
so
Who? And I have so many questions. I mean,
yeah,
who's
yeah.
filming it for you? It looked very professional.
Okay, yeah. So
Was it fun?
It was so fun. It was so cold. So what we were happening, just like you guys know, being marketing wizards that you are, and
Yeah, we're
musical
geniuses.
geniuses that
I get
you
19
can
plays
be.
on Spotify every month.
You
so
need
pretty much a
content.
genius.
like
Marketing wizard.
like I didn't realize this going in before. I was like thinking in my mind, oh, dude, content, that's gonna be such a breeze. Like we just gotta get these tunes going. But no, content is like
It's
harder
harder.
than it is to make the tunes.
Yeah.
And
That's why we started the show, man.
dude, yes,
Content, baby.
shout out.
We love it.
Content sucks.
Speaking
We
into the
just want to
void.
play music. I'm
Yeah.
really pissed off that you can't just look at me throwing the finger around. Like you can't just be a good musician and make
No.
quality
Times are
music,
different,
and it's
man.
just like, oh, have
Times
you heard
are
about
different.
HPC, bro? They rip. You
It
gotta
doesn't
catch
go.
their
It doesn't
show.
go around like
No,
that.
now
you
you
have to
have-
be on the internet.
Yeah,
Have
now
to
you have these
content
artists. Yeah,
that
yeah.
draw people to the music and give them a reason to actually want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Everybody's
But,
got
yeah.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, that's what.
Times
That's why I
are
be
different
selling
now,
feet
though.
pics for the low,
Yeah.
dude. I'm
Feet
like,
finder,
I'm
dude.
selling them for the
20 years ago.
low. I'm just trying to get gas money so we can make it. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like music's the easy shit to do because it's like that's
Yeah.
what you love. It's like the content. That's what actually takes a little bit of motivation and like
Yeah,
dedication.
loading
That's
it.
why we're looking at this fool here.
It's-
Yeah.
This fool's editing.
It's what it is for me is it's just like it's easy for me to do what I want to do what I love,
Yeah.
but then to bring it to somebody and be like, hey, you should love this too.
Right.
It's hard for me to do that. I don't have that salesman in my blood. So even though I do stand by it like so hard, more than anything else in this world, right? It's just my personality type that doesn't want to shove it down somebody's throat when it's not a natural, like when it's not natural. And by doing, a show like this where we're talking about music constantly and like it's hosted by us, it just feels so much more like a natural opportunity to bring that into
Yeah, where people get
into
to
the
know us.
conversation.
Yeah, people get to know us in like a personal sense by
Yeah.
listening to us talk and how we interact with other
Yep,
people.
and then they go, oh,
and,
these guys seem kind of cool. Maybe we should listen to their music. And
Yeah.
then, right, boom, we're famous, baby.
and then then you start getting a little
We're
more
famous.
traction.
We're gonna have to edit that.
Because like you said, I think that first short we were talking a little earlier. That first short that you posted on YouTube hit like 200
in like
views
an
and like
hour.
a couple.
It's crazy.
Yeah, those YouTube shorts will pop off. Same thing with like Instagram Reels or
just little snippets.
yeah.
And it's a lot easier for me to clip videos of this and post them to Instagram
Yeah.
or to YouTube or wherever rather than coming up speaking into my camera and being like, hey, listen to my new single that just dropped every day.
Post on your
for 30
Snapchat
days.
story.
Like, hell no, dude.
Yeah.
So that's
Also,
that's really what it is.
It's very doable to be consistent with this, which is a huge part of it
Oh,
too, because
yeah.
consistency is everything.
Weekend, like that's what it is for us. You know, it's like our like problem is we're just not like even doing any like a whole lot of promoting or content at all. Like we just hate like doing it.
It's hard, man.
And it's really like you can be taking the cheesiest video or whatever.
Dude.
Like we just went camping one time and had this little snippet of Doug playing in the middle of the woods, and
That's
it got
dope.
over 10,000
On the acoustic- yeah, I saw that clip,
like
yeah.
views. And
That's fire.
the thing about it is like nowadays there's these artists that are just like you look at their page and it's just like the same like little 15 seconds of their song that got insta famous,
Yeah.
and they just keep throwing it up. And like their content is like they get a lot of looks on content, but it's like
the thing is,
it's
though,
the
dude,
balance.
is they get super lucky with that hit or something,
Yeah.
and then they get a little bit of money, and then they can just pay someone to fucking do that for them.
Exactly.
Because
I would
source
gladly
it.
pay someone to do the
100%,
content. That shit
nobody
sucks.
wants to do that part of it,
No.
and there's some people that will just sit there and do it, but I also feel like those people are the salesman type, right?
Yeah.
And the salesman type is a shoddy type of person in a sense, because they don't really care about the final product. They just
No.
care about if you see it.
They
and
care
you
about
buy
the
it.
numbers.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah,
the numbers,
business
the
side of things,
statistics.
yeah.
So the music isn't always as good
Right.
in these situations, because
Yeah.
you got somebody who honestly might not even give a fuck about music. They
Yeah.
just want that
Yep.
click, dude.
Yep.
So
I feel like it takes. You want to go?
No. I'm listening.
I feel like as an artist too, it kind of takes away some of your
drive
or drive and organic
creativity.
like chemistry of the song is when you got to go revisit your song, and now you're like thinking of ideas to make this song like where it's like, no, I just created this song to play it in front of people and let give the listener a view. You know, it's like now you're viewing, which could be good and bad, I guess
Yeah,
you could say.
you got to
but-
be able to like differentiate the two,
Yeah.
and
Right.
like hop into that creative mindset where you're like, I'm making this for myself and for like
Yes.
playing it for people, and then
Right.
you got to step out of that mindset and be like, all right,
Now,
are
how
we
do
gonna
I get
promote
more
this? How are we
people?
gonna
How do I get
people to
more
look at
people
this?
listen?
Then you have
Right.
to fall back, and it gets tiring.
You know
like it
who-
does.
you know
It's
who's really good at that, and who takes a lot of time to come up with really interesting creative content is McKenna Instead.
Oh yeah, I
McKenna
see her.
Steph
I see her.
Does a
Not
really good
only
job,
yeah.
posting constantly about her music, and has really funny creative ideas. Her and Katie Lotz posted that Instagram reel or that
Yeah.
TikTok that fucking
Yeah.
blew up, and now people are copying it like
Yeah.
all over the place. It's
That's
insane.
that introduction too.
Yeah,
Like not
it
only
is.
was like she like promoting her music at all, like you have to gain that following.
Yeah,
Mhm.
from,
You know
what I
almost from
mean?
something else.
She's gained a
sometimes
follow.
it-
Yeah, now she's gonna do this thing where she's gonna
Yeah.
take this following from this, and then
Yeah.
her following from her music, and it's eventually gonna blend in with each other.
Right.
And she already has all this like. So yeah, McKenna's.
McKenna's
I love
amazing.
McKenna.
I want to
Yeah,
have her on the
I-
show so
yeah,
bad. I
she,
got-
That's
I
like
gotta reach out.
probably
Yeah.
the third time we've mentioned her in this show.
Shout
Her
out
and
McKenna.
Will Lick. I got the Will Lick on today.
Will Lick,
Hey,
shout out,
shout
shout
out Will
out.
Lick.
Yeah, but so the photo shoot, we did a photo shoot. Because just like anything, we needed content. We don't have photos of us as a band at all. So shout out to at T-Bays Creates, Taryn. She did our photos. She's a talented photographer, weddings, funerals, whatever you need in between. She's got you covered. Also to our stylist, one of our stylists.
You're not one of them?
At Second Shell.
Should
Second Shell Designs, Zoe Spooner. She's a creative Idaho-based artist that has the vision of our clothing and what we want. She crafted this Envision board, which helped a lot. Also, to shout out the homie Drewskis at Chancellor Vintage. He works over there at Graveyard. He's got a space over there. Go see him. He's the one who got us dripped up and dripped down with the OG Western threads.
Yeah, I saw
So
it.
expect to see your boy not in the typical streetwear
You got
or
some
floral
boots.
button up that you do.
This man's
I
wearing
had
cowboy
I
boots.
had
Saw the- I
these
saw it.
19 like 70s like fucking so sexy heeled boots. Like
Yeah.
I was like, we went to like so we did a
That's
photo
wild.
shoot up in the like mountains, cold. It was cold, so cold, and we were freezing. And then after that, we went to this bar, and like after wearing these clothes, bro, I almost wore a cowboy hat today, but my partner was like, "Yo, don't wear the cowboy hat."
I thought that'd been sick, bro.
But
Roll up.
it's like
looking like
I
that Mexican OT.
dude, I put on. I shit you not. I tried on these bootcut jeans and like these go-go dad boots like from the 70s. And I started in like, look at his belt, like look.
That's legit.
Dude, I started.
You just need the
being
buckle
this,
now,
I
dude.
started being this like new like person, and I like this like sort of style of like image, and we were going to the bars, and like I don't know, it gave me this confidence. That I was
sick.
like, yeah.
Being
So
cowboy,
shout out
cowboy is one of the only cultures you can definitely appropriate. For sure.
appropriate. So in my mind,
appropriate the fuck out of cowboy.
so like the Nashville, like I'm thinking like.
I'm like processing that
Like
right now.
like that's kind of our style, like the
I like
indie
it.
cowboy that's like not super Nashville rhinestone, but not like
Yeah.
hillbilly, like bumfuck Egypt, truck driving cowboy. It's like I'm a cowboy, I'm a cowboy, but I'm not racist. You feel me?
New age cowboy.
Yeah, like I don't do grizzly long cut. I choose Zins. I don't
We're still
smoke
showing
bar.
up at the balcony to turn up.
No way.
Yeah, like I got the boots on and we're going. I got my belt buckle on and we're gonna go to the
I'm
balcony
getting some
and
free
turn up.
drinks.
The only
You know what I mean?
the only-
That's fun. That's that style as like
That is fun. That is fun, man.
That's
being,
the Hudson Powder
love it.
Company.
dude.
Yeah.
That's us.
like you
It's
were
like
saying.
not super
That's
westerny.
awesome.
It's not super like, it's not super cowboy, but
Yeah.
it's like right
Hey,
in between.
well, if you
Yeah.
can, man, link us with that photographer, because
Yeah.
we need some.
Here,
we need some
I'm
good
gonna do
pics.
like this thing if we can do this thing. So I'm gonna go, boom. That's T Bass Creates. That's
There
the
you go.
photographer. Stylist Zoe Spooner at Second Shell Designs here, and then boom, the clothing designer Drewski's at Chancellor Vintage and Graveyard Boise.
Oh, beautiful.
And then who else? Shout out.
Oh,
I think that was it.
There goes the
Also,
Modelo.
shout out Modelo, keeping us cool, keeping us refreshed on this freezing cold,
On this
winter's
fine
eve.
morning.
Yeah,
Fine
crispy,
afternoon.
crispy.
Hey, I'm not
Yeah.
drinking. Don't worry.
You got any? I was gonna grab a little paper towel. There's just a tiny little bit of Modelo on the
It's
ground,
all
but
good.
nah, whatever.
Little Zamboni.
Let it roll.
I'll just like
The only
roll
wintergreen
it.
I'll be fucking with is them 6 ends.
Yeah, so shout out those people, because as a musician, like it takes a team.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
You guys know
it takes a
that.
huge team.
Networking.
Like-
Networking with people who actually
Yeah.
care and positive influences.
Shout
on
out
that.
to my girlfriend and my partner. I love you, babe. I told her I'd shout her out.
Hey.
Keeping my
Hell yeah.
mental in check as much as she possibly can,
Real one.
because
Does she have a name?
yeah. So I had to
Wow,
think
dude.
about it for a second.
Best shout out
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
My partner's
Um,
my imaginary friend.
Yeah. Shout out
voices in my head.
Jalen. I love you. Mwah.
Hell yeah.
Mwah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she's great. She's a cool person, and old Slick's got to be tied down a little bit, just a little bit. But
Gotta-
You gotta
she
keep
let
Right.
yeah.
keep him in check.
Yeah, you gotta
keep him in
keep me in
check
check.
just a little bit.
she does a good job of letting me off the leash, and let here and there.
That's sick,
So-
dude. Nah, man, you're one
Gotta
of the
let
most.
dog bark.
I would honestly consider
Let the
you
dogs out.
for
Oh my
like
God.
most interesting man in Boise, just based off the fact that like anywhere you go, you know like 10 people.
He's the
bro.
Dos
It's
Equis
insane.
man of Boise.
He's the Dos
Oh
Equis
my-
man in Boise, bro. Straight up.
Dos
Like,
Equis man
so,
in Boise.
So is
yes.
it just kind of that bartender culture
Dude,
where you show? where you
Imagine
meet
Rick with like
people
white hair.
and you kind of have to be
Oh,
friendly
he's
with
gonna
them?
be
Like, is
There
that how
it
you
is,
meet
yeah.
so many people, or like?
like so since
What's the trick, man? Give us some Riz pointers.
So the Rick trick, I guess you could say,
Yeah.
is honestly just genuinely be yourself.
be-
And like I've always, since I've been little, just always outgoing and always want to talk to everyone, and I just have a hard time keeping my mouth shut. So I just like I have this inviting personality, and I hear people, and I try to do my best to like genuinely give them the full
Mm-hmm.
conversation that is deserved, because as a bartender
For
especially you have a lot of
That's kind of your bread and butter. That's how you make.
it's
your
my
money.
bread and butter, but it sucks because a lot of these conversations are kind of just light convos, which are cool.
Small talk.
Small talk,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of small talks, which have kind of been as I grow and I develop my social communication. I want to be aware about not giving myself to all these small talks,
Sure.
because at the end of the day you want to have
You can't
more.
you can't expend that much energy
No,
on
no,
everybody,
it's-
right?
yeah,
And it's hard
yeah.
to talk about these plans of grandeur with people at the bar because it's like, this is just talk, right?
Right.
Like, nobody's actually
Right.
gonna make moves on this,
Right.
and like.
And doing hair is like the worst because I meet so many people out and about for
Yeah.
haircuts. I'm like, oh, let's schedule. They're like, oh, I want to schedule a cut. Excuse me. It's like Saturday night, and we're at like a afters or somewhere.
Yeah,
and they're like,
let me get a
let
cut.
me get a cut.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll see you Wednesday at noon.
And then
They're just
Wednesday
like,
they
oh,
bail.
yeah, actually I can't. It's like,
Yeah, it's brutal.
that's that small talk where I mean, just giving my time, like.
Yeah.
But I honestly have like a hard time not just like going out of my way to say what up to everyone.
Absolutely.
No, that's
that's
it.
just your personality.
Yeah.
That is your personality, and
True.
I mean it pays off in a sense too, because you never know who you're gonna bump into.
Yeah,
Who's
you
out-
have a
and who's
ton.
gonna
You
change your
like
life.
he was saying,
right.
like you can't
Like,
go
that's
anywhere
how-
without running into 10 people. But that's how you have the connections that you do,
Dude, that's
and
how
like
that
you
shit
have the
is.
opportunity to fuck.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan, like
Jonathan-
Yeah.
and just
he
be-
goes into
just
pre
being
all
a
the
friendly
time.
person, like,
and all
Yeah.
of a sudden he's
All of a
bumping
sudden.
late bloomer in the back, and he's
Right.
like, "Yo, this shit's sick! Holy shit, you
Yeah.
produced all this!" And then next thing you
Dude,
know, we're here.
yeah.
We are 4 years later.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like one friend of a, like in Boise's like in a great place because it's like one friend away that you can meet.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
someone
I
like,
That has
swear,
some
even
mutual.
to
Like-
this day,
yeah.
if I meet somebody that I've never met before, just brand new person, it's like a 90% chance, 95% chance that we have mutual friends.
At least,
Right.
or know
And-
somebody
Yeah.
that knows
Yeah.
somebody,
Or
right?
know someone that could help you get the thing that you
Or
wanted, whether that's
affiliated,
like
exactly.
merch or whatever it is for
Yeah.
your show.
Oh, I know a
what mean?
graphic
You're just
designer,
one
let me
person
help you
away from
link you
knowing
with that,
a
yeah.
lot of different.
No, I met a Radio Boise DJ at Peru
Yeah.
the other weekend who started spinning my shit. a
See?
little bit on
Just
the
like
weekend.
that, like
it's
bada bing.
Cool. It's cool.
Shout out
Pros and
those
cons of the
DJs.
small town, but
Shout out Izzy.
Yeah. Okay.
Izzy Brown. Yeah, she's a good DJ. Radio
Mhm.
B.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of cool DJs at Radio Boise.
For
Shout out
real.
Radio Boise.
Shout out Radio Boise. Yeah.
I got one more question. I don't know if y'all got it anywhere.
I'm,
Okay.
I don't have anything.
This is kind of a good closing question.
Yep.
So, remind us one more time where
Yep.
the show's at, just
Yep.
so we have it, and then what can we expect from Hudson Powder Company the rest of 2024 and into
Cool.
the future?
Cool. Yeah. So, HPC Hudson Powder Company. So first song release on the 19th of
Mhm.
January.
It'll all get
Bare Metal. It's gonna melt your face. And then
bare metal.
next weekend, we have our show on the 26th at Tom Graney's.
26.
So be there. Come melt your face off. And then January, February, we are going to try to get at least 1 or 2 shows lined up in between. Get some reps in before we play for
Tree Fort.
Tree Fort. And then
Mhm.
during February, expect another song to be dropped.
Okay, hell yeah.
Little sneak peek on that one. It's going to be a little slower. So the 1st
Mhm.
one's going to bring you up, and then we're going to dip you down.
That's good.
And then we're going to bring
I
you
like
right
feeling
back
all the
up again.
emotions.
So, yeah, so February dropping, and then after Tree Fort, which first, like, we played one show before Tree
so.
Fort. Shout out everyone in Duck Club
Yeah.
that has helped kind of get
on.
HPC on the map, even
Duck
though we're the
Club's sick.
second name on the board. We made it, baby. We made it.
Let's
We
go.
Dude, I lost my head when, like, I was like, dude,
When
we
you
don't even
saw
have
the-
any music out right now. And
And we're
just
still
made it
we're
on.
playing
Let's
Tree
go.
Fort.
We know we're good enough though. Like
That's where
we,
knowing people
like our live
helps.
performances are fun, and we,
Cool.
yeah. So so Tree Fort, and then after that, I think me and the guys are gonna try to take a like a 2 to 3 week hiatus and head north up to northwest up to Montana, and then hit some Bozeman, like a little circle, and then come back around to
Do
Salt
like a
Lake.
mini tour kind of thing.
Yeah, like a little mini tour. Have like 3 to 4 gigs lined up, like bigger venues kind of lined up and stationed, and then try to hit like little dive bars along the way, and like try to make a little money for gas on the way. But yeah, just
Gas and
just
grub,
enough-
baby.
just
Gas and grub.
And if that doesn't cut it, I'll bring my clippers, and I'll just cut people's hair.
Yeah.
On the
See,
road.
there you go.
Right on the
You know what I
spot,
mean?
yeah.
Like we
Little
got
Put a
ways.
sign. Put a
Yeah.
sign
Barber.
out. We'll cut
Dude,
hair
yes.
That's
for
sick.
tour money.
Exactly. Like we're on tour. Like let me give you a haircut. But yeah, so considering the rest of the year, that's kind of where we're at. Like to get us about halfway through, and eventually, we do have about 10 songs that we're gonna after that release an album. So we're gonna
Kinda
do that
push
EP.
that. Yeah.
And then I think maybe after we go on tour and writing new material, we're gonna come back, hunker down, and really work on just getting a full album out.
Mhm.
Because once you have that full repertoire catalog, then
Yep.
you're very promotable.
Mhm.
Like
You know, it's never a bad
Yeah.
idea to go back. I think what maybe one thing I've been thinking about with our music is going back, revisiting some of these old songs that we really like and making music videos for them, or just re-promoting, finding ways to rebrand them. Because at the end of the day, we're at a point where we put out a lot of music already,
Right.
man. We've got this catalog that's good, and it's just not getting the plays that it needs to. So finding a way to kind of rebrand some of this old stuff that we did put a lot of time and effort into is gonna be good for us as well. But then at the same time, we'll never stop making music, bro. Like
Ever.
for us, it's a process that happens honestly pretty quickly, and so it's like, dude, we got a bunch of content ready to rock and roll.
That's the best thing. It gets better as you do it, and
Yeah.
it gets easier as you do it,
Yeah.
and I mean that's all you really need to keep going.
Yeah, so
But-
that's what we got going for HPC.
Fuck yeah.
So come out and catch his show if you can.
Excited.
HBC Hudson Powder Co.
yeah.
Hell dude,
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
excited.
for having
we
us.
We love New Boise band.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate
sick.
that.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so next segment that we wanted to jump into is a little bit of concert talk. We were just talking
Ooh.
about your show.
There we go.
Yes,
Other
sir.
bands have played
Yes,
shows in the
yes.
past. That's a thing that happens.
Other bands.
Yeah.
plenty of other bands.
I
There might even be
so,
one playing
right?
tonight.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there a show tonight?
I don't know, but I
There always
I
is.
bet you
There
there
always
is.
Let's go. Let's go.
But yeah, so concerts can be good and concerts can be bad.
Yes. Yes.
And there's not a ton of in between, man. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if it's good, you're totally there and you're in it. If it's bad, you are enduring. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
is a tough experience to get through.
Mhm.
And so I am curious to hear about, some favorite and least favorite concert experiences from everybody. And yeah, do we want to start with the good? Do we want to start with the bad? Do we want to go just down the line and talk about some stuff, or how do you want to do this, boys?
I'd say let our guest start it off.
Yeah.
If you're
Cool.
ready.
Hell yeah.
Talk
Yeah,
about
so-
the good or the bad.
Good or
However
the
you
bad?
Whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, so I mean, playing music live, like
Sure.
nothing beats that. I'm sorry, I've
Sure,
just
yeah.
got a taste of that for the first time, and it's unbelievable. But considering my live show, our live show, and other live shows I've been to, sound quality is the first thing that comes to mind.
like. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need. I don't want to wear ear plugs, but like if I have to wear earplugs at your show, there might be a technical difficulty on the back burner there, which I'm kind of like.
Or it's the venue.
And
Or
that's
the
the thing is,
venue,
it's not
yeah.
always the band's fault on that
No,
sense, because
no.
it can
Yeah.
totally just be the venue.
And that's the worst, because I've been to great bands shows at like some of these smaller venues.
Shredder.
and They just yeah, let's say, but
That was immediately Louie and I went to
I was
Felly.
just concerned.
Yeah,
Dude,
we
I'm
went
like,
we went to
he's so
Felly
sick.
and
Loud.
yeah,
Felly
and
is
it's
super sick. They had a whole live band, but as soon as they started, started reverberating off of that cement box of a venue that they have, and I immediately ran back to the bar. I was like,
Yeah.
"Give me fucking earplugs, because
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's like-
blow my ears out. This
yeah.
shit is crazy."
And I
Yeah.
just endured. Like,
Sound quality wise, I would say that's my. I love Felly and I love his music, but I will say sound quality wise, that is my probably the worst show that I've been to based off of venue,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Shredder's just not a great venue
Yeah.
for a live
Yeah.
band, really.
metal bands though. Fire.
Yeah, of course. Like,
Fire.
yeah, people bouncing off the walls in that place,
Yes.
dude. Yeah,
It's like a hockey
because they
rink in there.
want that. They want their ears to
Yeah.
be bleeding after the show.
The one that stands out to me was Lekele 47. at
Oh
Clearfield
yeah,
last year.
yep. I was there.
That,
Yeah.
that was a fun ass show, and it she
Wait,
got the
weren't we-
crowd super
I
involved.
think. Yeah.
We were probably there.
Yeah, yeah.
together at
Anyways,
some
anyways.
point. But the bass was just so boosted, bro. It was like insane. She had that.
Dude,
she had it
yes.
turned up all the way, and that's how she wanted it. Like it was her choice for sure.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out well because she was such a great performer.
Yeah.
And like engaged the crowd a ton. That it was a fun show still, but I couldn't.
What venue was
shit
that
jam
at?
Sandstorm. It was outside at the Tree Fort.
Oh, so like kind
Or
of
the
by.
Tree Fort. It was the Art in the Park place.
Oh,
What's up,
word.
Julie Davis Park.
Yeah, Julie
Julie
Davis.
Julie
Yeah.
Davis.
Yeah.
The mud pit.
Yeah, the mud
That
pit.
place was so. That was so
I
swampy. Dude.
bet.
It was dope.
It was trash. But
That bass, yes.
that was
yeah.
a crazy choice for the sound production of that show. It was just way too bass boosted.
Yeah, that happened at our show. Considering I'm the bassist, we ran our own PA
He's like,
stuff,
"No,
and
turn it up, turn
we've
it
never.
up."
I mean, I was like looking
like,
at.
I can't even hear.
You're looking at levels
I was
like
Yeah.
what do I do to make
Well,
sure that this sounds right?
That's the thing as a musician. It's like I honestly like when we practice in our space, like it sounds good, and then sound check, it sounds okay, but it's like you always kind of have to kind of like adjust your stuff
Oh,
periodically.
yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
I just wasn't like doing like rolling the knobs at all, you know. So I was listening to like our set, and like there's a lot of times when my bass was just like chong 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 chong, like right in
just
your face,
like way too loud.
Yeah, and I should have just toned it down a little bit, but
That's live and learn, dude.
Live and learn, yeah,
exactly.
that's
That's your
yeah.
first show,
Yeah.
so
100%.
Yes.
You get a pass.
Yep,
Just one.
just one. No, I'll take the just one
That's
because
all we need.
every just level up, baby. But yeah, sound quality.
sound
probably
quality definitely is
the
a huge
biggest-
part.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever really had a bad show. Not one. Where
Not one that
where
sounds
I
too
got-
bad.
Yeah, not one where I got off the stage and was like, "Yo, that sucked." I do remember being just like very drained after the Neuralux show, even though it was one of the best shows I think we've ever done. I got off stage and it was like this wave of depression that kind of hit. It was weird.
Really?
It was like
It was probably
it was
because
just, like,
of the amount
come down
of
from all the adrenaline.
the amount of serotonin that's been going
and
in
I've
through your
been
body
playing-
for like a whole week.
playing it
Like
all out, and I was like, did that go the way I wanted it to go? And so I got off the stage and everybody's like, congratulating you. And I was just like,
Yeah,
You killed
don't
it.
even know how
You
to.
killed it.
but yeah, I mean, I woke up the next morning and I was fine. But yeah, that was a weird experience for sure.
You always critique yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Like
That's
you always
how-
over
yeah.
critique yourself.
That's
like
how artists are.
and you know, we all do that thing where like, oh, I should have done that or whatever. But no, it's just the organic, like that's how it is. You know, until you're like putting on shows, like it takes a very long time. I feel like to have your performance
to be very
perfected
comfortable,
and
very comfortable
yeah.
and like
It takes a crew.
not gonna make any mistakes at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And no one actually notices really the mistakes that are like being had unless there's like some music snobs or whatever that are there and like
no, it's human too. I mean, you go to a concert to experience the music differently than it's recorded. You know what I
Right.
mean? You don't want to go to a show and be like, oh,
This
that-
is exactly.
that's the recording.
Yeah, same thing.
I think we
it's-
talked about the Kodak show
Yeah.
that he went to last week,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely
Kodak just played the track and sat there and
Oh,
did
yeah.
this whole thing.
he's a
the whole
recording
time.
artist kind
Yeah.
of
Just
thing where
exactly.
he sounds
He
great
just-
on paper but
Yeah.
like see him in show. Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up
He's just
as
his
a
own
topic
hype man.
too, like the difference between like a recording artist, which sounds great, and then you see them live, or even the flip flop where like
Yeah.
you hear a band like on the recordings and it's like
Yeah.
which
But then you
that's-
see him
That
live
happens
and
a
you're
lot to
like,
me.
God
That's-
damn.
God,
yeah.
That's it.
That's
Like, this is
that's
the-
how we feel. That's honestly how we feel about our first song that we're releasing. Like
Cool.
we love the way it sounds and it turned out well, but like playing it live, it just adds this like
Yeah, I feel that
it's
about
a
all
different
of it. Yeah,
feel, you know.
that's yeah, I think that there's a lot of artists locally that every time I see them, I'm like, this just they need to get big, dude. Like
Yeah.
college level, McKenna
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
We got there's a chick.
Moon Out
Bush
Mages,
Wifey.
Moon Out Mages. I've been listening to them lately. Local artists,
Yep.
they fucking rip.
Yep.
Sick.
It's like the yeah.
And you see him play live, and it's just like this experience with the city too. It's just like
Yeah.
this person needs to go.
Boise has
so.
some great music scene.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
really does.
Seriously.
I'm actually very excited to see what the next chapter of Boise music
We're like
is.
the little siblings of Seattle, and Seattle's like one, you know,
Mhm.
one of the
Absolutely.
music capitals.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think we're ready to pop off, man. I mean, we've got some decent backing now with the Duck Club and stuff too. They
Yep.
do a really awesome job setting up Treaty 4 and getting artists.
Shout out
promotion
Duck
that
Club.
they need. And yeah, man, that's another reason why we love doing this podcast, because we just want to be part of the music scene, man.
Yeah.
Whether it's making it, just talking to artists, doing whatever the hell we got to do.
Doing
so.
something, you know, that's the only thing
Yeah.
like you can do is
Yeah.
if you're not doing anything, you're not doing it, but you're doing
Exactly.
something. I heard something like it's just you know, no days off. You know, if you
Mhm.
want to do like music or whatever it might be, like don't take a single day to like not do
At least an hour's worth
You
of
At
work,
gotta-
least
right?
you gotta
something.
treat it like a job. At some
Exactly,
point, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, there's
You get to
no-
work for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some days you do like 5 hours of work, you grind, and then there's some days where you do like just some phone calls or just some other shit like that. It's like it's still making constant progression.
Yep.
Step
you
in the
know?
right direction.
You will eventually land somewhere that you want to be if you stay consistent. You'll make it in some way. You know what I mean?
luckier the harder you work, man.
Exactly.
Like, you make your own luck in a sense.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
there's-
Luck isn't even a thing. You know
it's
what
not.
I mean?
I mean,
Yeah, you got to put yourself
like,
in a
there's luck,
position
but
where
like-
you
That,
can. Yeah.
and you look at artists that maybe do get just lucky off of a mixtape or something, like Lil
Right.
Pump. Like, look where Lil Pump's at now.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
dude obviously got lucky
bags.
and made you know a pretty big footprint on the industry there for a minute.
Right.
But he's never going to be able to recapture that, and it's because he didn't go from grassroots and build an authentic, genuine fan base that actually gives a fuck about it.
Right.
They just want to.
He was just an image. He was more of an image
was really
and
an image,
something
yeah.
to kind of clown on the internet.
And so, yeah, I mean, but I take a lot of inspiration from a lot of our own local artists, man. I mean, there are some seriously great talent out there for sure.
For real.
Yeah, and the local artists that allow you to I've got a guy for that kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, obviously not everyone's trying to help you out, but we've been so supported from a lot of local musicians, people of like power within the community that like do like the promoting and stuff, that it's just like very rewarding to live in an environment that, you know, you can be the little guy and like all of a sudden like
there's
like,
still
they're-
like
they're
5 hands holding y'all up.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a good
underneath
feeling.
the surface.
right. Takes that team, you know,
100%.
because if a band locally makes it and you're friends with that band, it's or like, you know, the
Boom.
same
We all
thing.
made
It's
it.
like we all made
We all
it.
fucking
Yeah, we're all
made it.
doing that thing.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I like the way this is going. What else you got on your list
Of negatives.
of just
or-
what makes or
or
breaks
just-
the show? Seems like you got
Honestly,
it.
so make or breaks like a good show for me and performance is, which is kind of off record, off script, is the moments leading up to the show.
Oh, okay.
Like the situations of
Sure.
like new friendships or like new situations or like wild things that happen before the show that kind of give the whole show a better performance.
100%.
So like, you know, when I took Luddy to see Billy Strings,
Bro,
shout out Billy
yup.
Strings. Like that's the first time we ever really kicked
Dude.
it, and like
That was
just that memory of just, you
that was a
know,
blast.
trying to you know, we were having fun before, like
For
just
sure.
like drinking and
Oh,
doing other shit, like
dude,
fun shit.
That was
and
a
just
good day.
chilling, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got my hair cut that day too.
Yeah, I know. Like,
I came in for a cut,
Oh, yeah,
went
yeah,
home,
yeah.
then you came, and
I was like, I'm going to a show later. You trying to like, yeah,
Bro, and
yeah.
I was like,
That's sick.
fuck yeah. This was my first bluegrass
That's such a
concert
Ricky thing to
ever.
do.
yeah,
Dude,
Billy
it
Strings,
was
dude,
such a
bro.
good
People
time.
are like, yo,
yeah.
go to a show later. You want to
It
go?
was such a good time, bro.
I love it.
That's
You know, and
hilarious.
meeting, dude, and
Bro,
like,
that's so
just
that's such a fair
two-stepping.
point.
yeah, I'm such a sucker for like
In the moment.
aromas and smells,
Hmm.
and like going to like
Concerts are good.
concert
Not a great
smells,
place
bro.
to
Like
go.
festivals, like you ever
Yeah,
go to a
festivals.
festival and like you're like walking around and you smell like some like incense or something that like someone
Yeah.
smells, and you're just, I don't know why, but
Some
that
flour.
that is literally, yeah, it's just
Hey.
all gas, baby.
gas,
bro.
But yeah, that's like one thing that is a
Uh-huh.
positive for.
That's dude.
Um,
That is a great point to bring up, and something that I didn't even think about, but it ties into a lot of what I wanted to talk about, because it's like I've been to so many concerts, man, and a lot of the time I just fuck myself out of a good experience, right? Because I end up getting too drunk,
Ayo.
taking too many
Ayo.
substances,
Taking too many
and then
Ayos.
all of a sudden it's
Ayo.
like, oh, I just completely took myself out of that show, right? And, or you know, you gotta fucking take 6 piss breaks. in the middle
Oh,
of a concert.
dude,
That's
not
worst,
the
right?
not the
'Cause then
fat
you
crowd.
You gotta wait.
Sneak through a crowd, go to the
Yo.
bathroom, try and get your position back. It's just- it
21
takes away the
Savage,
whole-
bro. 21 Savage. My friends at Coachella 2 years ago. I had to take a pee so bad. They did a pee wall around me, and I just like let it happen. Dude, the crowd I've never
There's
seen
no
a
way you
crowd
could
this
get
big.
out.
And they were like,
Yeah.
"Yo, if you try to go take a piss, you're gonna not be able to even."
No.
You'll never get back here.
Yeah.
No way.
We showed up like an hour early too, and we were fighting for like a mid shelf. Like,
Yeah.
Damn.
so they were
for
like,
sure,
"Ricky,
yeah.
like if you gotta pee, you gotta do it right here, my
Yeah,
boy."
might as well just piss your pants.
Piss your
honestly.
pants. My buddy Griff was like that. He was like, also too, shout out Griffin Crane. I just want to say that. That's my boy. You're my boy. Yeah, he was like, Ricky, just piss your pants, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Just pee your
so
Down
pants.
that's
for the
funny.
team, man.
It's good that you brought up Coachella. I wanted to talk a little bit about music festivals. I've been
Yes.
to 4 music
Yes.
festivals in my day.
Yes.
And all of them were really, really amazing. I went
Oh,
to
yeah.
Sasquatch in 2016. This music festival called Pemberton in 2016. Day in Vegas in 2019, and then 2020, and then in 2022 I went to Life is Beautiful. And
Life is beautiful.
each one had a totally different vibe.
Yep.
But there is something about a music festival that just like it makes you have core memories. Like,
Right. Oh,
legitimately.
yeah, no.
Dude,
And
yeah.
so for both Sasquatch and Pemberton, they were camping music festivals.
Yeah.
Which is a totally different experience from the other 2, which were in Vegas.
Right.
And I gotta say, dude, I love the Vegas Music Festival, man, because
Yeah.
Vegas
Life is
itself
beautiful.
just Vegas,
Yeah.
and
Dude.
Day in Vegas and Life is
Dude.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
So, dude, just being in Vegas, for something like that for so many days, and then when it's finished, you're still in fucking Vegas.
Exactly.
Vegas.
Before it starts,
It's
you're in
like-
Vegas.
Yeah.
After it's over, you're still in
Yeah.
Vegas. Like, it's just so fun 24/7.
It's a constant vibe.
Like
Constant vibe.
But yeah, I saw some amazing shows at those. I saw Kendrick Lamar with Baby Keem, played all of his Section 8 through Damn.
Yep.
I saw Tyler there. This is all the Day in Vegas festival, dude. I mean, almost any rapper you could fucking name was there. And then Calvin Harris, Arctic Monkeys, and the Gorillaz headlined at Life
Yep.
is Beautiful that one year. So saw some amazing shows. Saw J. Cole. Saw Mac Miller at the Pemberton one.
Shout out, man.
Shout out Mac, for real.
And yeah, dude. Yeah. I can't condone music festivals enough, man.
Dude.
I think that for me, that's like my
Yeah.
ideal vacation always. Is just save
Dude,
no money
yes.
to go to a music festival, dude.
You pay your $450 and you get to see 15 of your favorite artists.
Mhm.
And a lot of
Oh, yeah.
times they're doing this thing where like, you know, you get to pick and choose, you know,
Mhm.
like, and especially with the camping, and now you're creating other core memories with your friends, and like that's how it was for like especially Coachella, which is kind of a mainstream
Yeah.
thing, but like the mainstream, like, dude, I saw a lot of like all these big superstar
Mhm.
people, like artists, that I would never see
never-
solo.
yeah, exactly.
Like, which
They would
I'm-
never come
I'm
through
paying,
Boise.
yeah.
Yeah.
They don't even play
like,
solo.
you know, like $500-$600 for a ticket, which is over like 2 to 3 days.
Mhm.
And that's a
Versus
more
like,
expensive music festival.
dude, yeah, you go to like a,
Yeah.
you know, like a I saw, I mean, doesn't really matter, but I saw Bad Bunny.
Mhm.
And like you look at Taylor Swift, like they were there, both there, and
Yeah.
like their going rate for like a floor seat is like,
$500.
is like
Yeah,
the same
exactly.
thing,
Because
you
if
know
you
what
think
I
about
mean?
going
Like,
to see them solo, it's gonna be so much
Way
more
more
expensive.
Yeah,
so
way
like, yeah,
more. It's like
$500-$600.
you pay for that weekend, you get
Yeah.
an hour and a half of this
Mhm.
crazy artist that you may or may not.
But then
ever
you
to
get
see
another
again.
hour and a half of the next crazy
And
artist,
that-
and
yeah,
you would have
bro,
had to
it's
pay.
back
And it
to
starts
back
at like
You had
yes,
to
they're,
pay
like,
what you
from-
paid for the
yeah.
whole festival to see them one time.
Yeah.
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 One thing though I have learned,
Pace yourself.
definitely pace yourself.
Pace yourself.
Don't do too many ground scores. If you find ground scores, leave them alone. Let them be. Also, too, what was I gonna say with the artists and their like festival sets versus their seeing them on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it can be ipso facto. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, they give a performance on their solo tour way better than
Yeah, like-
the energy and effort they put in on
Yeah.
their like,
That's facts.
you know, their 45 to an hour set, you
Mhm.
know, and it kind of sucks because like I don't know, I guess you could say I went to, you know, like Coachella and everyone performed pretty well,
Yeah.
Right.
but I mean, seeing people in Boise, Idaho
Yeah.
is kind of
There's
sucks,
one
you
thing.
know.
There's one thing about shows too that can kind of make or break them in a sense. Not always, but if there's an artist that you really like a certain project of,
Mhm.
and you don't get the chance to see them while they're touring that project or like playing that
Right.
music, and they've got a new album out, like that's not maybe as good
Wait,
as the old stuff.
Are you a give me the old stuff, or do you want the new
Sometimes, bro,
albums?
like one example is like Ray Shremmerd.
Yeah.
Like, I want Shrimp Life 1, some Shrimp Life 2.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about the rest of the Shrimp catalog.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is actually
That
true. I actually
sucks,
do like
dude,
the
yeah.
new Shremmerd project a bit. There's the Young Thug song that's crazy.
Did
and
you
then
bring a
the,
whole rack of Delos?
He only brought 3.
I brought 3.
Oh,
I
you
brought
brought three.
just
I was
enough
like-
for the P
I was like,
O D
homeboy, pull
C
it
A S T, son. Catch me on the mic, going up since day one. I can't even call my dad because I'm not even a son. I just be balling for
He
fun.
was brewed with the fighting spirit. That's for damn sure.
Brewed with the fighting spirit.
Shout out Modelo.
Fucking A. Yeah, no, Shrimp is an example of that one.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
There's-
dude.
There's just other groups where it's like
Thank you.
I either found out about them after I like too late for them to
Joel is
really
back.
focused on
You
the
know,
on the project that I really
you
like.
know.
Sipping another one.
Thank you.
But yeah, sometimes it's like catching a performance. Like I saw J. Cole when he was touring 2014 Forest Hills
Yeah.
Drive, and that was like the coolest shit ever, right? Because 2014 Forest Hills Drive is one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, just amazing, and so to see him play that, like, during its like release and
Right,
peak
yeah.
is just something so special. And then versus like you know, maybe seeing a band who's a little bit older, isn't dropping too much new music, and is maybe just playing through their greatest hits.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a different experience. It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's bad. It's just a different experience.
Definitely.
But yeah.
I got to see the only festival I've ever been to. I went to Smokers Club 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
burning tough.
Schoolboy Q
I want to see school.
was on the bill for just Oxymoron.
Damn.
Oh, that's so sick.
So he performed about 3/4 of Oxymoron and then
Yeah.
jumped right into like Num Num Juice. And he's like,
Oh, that's
y'all
so
didn't come
sick.
out just for Oxymoron. Like, let me play some other shit, right?
That's so sick. And when an artist recognizes that, and
Oh,
does
yeah.
that shit, you just know they're fucking legit.
The funniest thing too was when he was on stage, he's like, yeah, I just started relearning these songs about 3 weeks ago, so forgive me. So he was like forgetting lyrics and shit too, which I really
That's a
don't even
catalog.
care. It's like,
That
I
is
still
a
get to see
catalog.
fucking Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
Oxymoron came out in like 2015
I
or
want
whatever.
new music from Schoolboy so bad, bro.
And then
Got kids
the other
now and shit.
the other point that you were making of like seeing an artist on like the peak of their tour,
Mhm.
like one of the best shows I've ever been to was Mac Miller on the Good AM tour. That's
dude.
easily one of my favorite albums of all time.
Mhm.
And then not only that, I got to see him perform that whole thing with the album cover behind him and everything.
Legendary.
That like top 10 experience for me as far as
That's
shows go
crazy.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then the other point I was gonna add is Flatbush Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
They have a crazy discography.
I've seen them twice.
Yeah, I saw them both times they came here as well.
Mhm.
And the last time that they came, they were doing the Vacation in Hell tour.
Yep. I was
And
there.
they did a song from Better Off Dead, which is one of my favorite songs, and I've never seen them perform it. And because it's a mixtape that they just finally cleared to actually be on Spotify, so nobody even knows about this.
Yeah, it was on YouTube for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, the YouTube banger.
Yeah,
Low,
exactly.
that's a
So they
deep
played
cut, son.
one of those like
Seriously.
super
cut.
deep cuts from
Yeah.
their old shit, and I knew every word to it. And I was just
Oh,
like,
that's
this
so
is like top. This
That's
is a hype moment for me
Give
because
the people what they
Exactly.
need, not what they
Flatbush is-
want, what they
what
need.
they
Yeah.
need. Yeah, there it is.
Flatbush's top 3
Yeah, man.
performances, just like their voices in person are just
The
immaculate.
way the
like,
three of them maneuver,
mesh and- yeah, dude.
it's
Crazy.
insane.
I've seen them twice, and both times blown away.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That first time Michi Darko fell off the second floor of the knitting factory, he was like up
He's
on the
climbing
side.
up. I
Yeah, he
heard
climbed
about
up
that.
that,
Yeah,
and then
that's on
just
his
he's
stuff.
like, "Y'all motherfuckers better catch me!" And fell off backwards and
All
like
right.
rode the whole thing back up to the stage.
That's
They surfed him back up. It was fucking sick.
Bro.
So those were both. They played at the Knitting Factory twice, right?
Yes.
So my favorite shows at the Knitting Factory, it's.
You've been to probably like 5 times the amount of shows that I have.
But recently the two best shows I've seen in the Knit were Duran Jones and the Indications
Okay.
and Tennis.
Yeah, you're
Both.
We've
were
already talked about
so
tennis.
Fucking phenomenal.
you're a
dude.
big
And,
old
like,
tennis fan.
The crowd size was perfect because it wasn't packed out to the gills, and the music is mellow enough too where people aren't like fucking
Going crazy.
Yeah.
But those are two that stand out to me recently as two of my favorite shows that I've seen. There's a couple at the Revolution. I saw Amine at the Revolution.
I
You
bet
were
that
there
was
for
pretty
one. That was
sick.
fun.
I saw
And then I saw
Amine
Yeet.
too.
I saw
Yeah.
Yeet.
You saw Yeet? How was that?
Yeet was.
Something.
It was some.
Was the
for
crowd?
sure.
Was the crowd going?
Dude, it
This
was
is
just
probably just a
high
mosh
school
pit.
kids
It's right when
Of
he was
just,
going
like-
going
insane.
up a
I
little
watched
bit.
this girl just
Oh,
just pass out, dude.
Oh, passed out.
Oh, straight to
She
the
didn't get
cement.
knocked across
No.
the.
Passed out, dude. She was like,
Oh.
let me out, and then just douche.
I-
Straight to the dome, bro. And it was all like, I think I was like a grandfather age at that concert, dude. It was like,
you were the old head.
it was like the bar was empty.
Yeah.
Like you needed a drink.
Nobody could buy you
Bro,
a drink.
nobody was at the bar because it was all fucking
High schoolers.
15-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost knocked a chick out at a show. It was at the last
What a
Earth Gang
segue.
show. At the last Earth Gang show, I was going so hard. I was doing one of these, and I just fucking
Oh.
elbowed the top of this chick's head. I was like, "Oh, are you okay? My bad. I was
my
going a
God.
little too hard."
Dome.
Oh, dude, Sherm and I, Sherm more so. We've got the pleasure of being usually taller than most of the crowd.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
one thing. That's one thing I noticed at a lot of these music festivals. I was like, okay,
I can actually
I
see.
can actually fucking
Yeah.
see shit, dude.
Must
Like,
be nice. Must be nice.
It is nice.
Medium king over here. I'm like, give me on your shoulders, baby. I'm a shoulder rider, bro. I'll throw me up there.
I'm a shoulder.
I ride them shoulders.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Dude, I saw one of my favorites in Idaho was me and my buddy, a few buddies. We snuck into that was another situation like we snuck in.
Yeah.
It was kind of that
I've done that
like
once.
we're doing that. We're doing the so it was Santana.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was
Okay.
like 2 summers ago, like warm, sun was like setting.
What was the venue?
Perfect amount of LSD was going on.
Ayo.
Like it was the outlaw or
Yep,
the botanical
I've
Okay,
gardens.
word.
Yep.
That's fire.
They used to have that little hole over there where you could just pop in and bro, no one it was like they just knew it was
Yeah.
there and people just like let it happen.
So
Shout out that show.
You gotta like army crawl through the hole. Like,
Dude, it wasn't even that bad. You like literally just like I think you just like pull up the fence and just crawl right under. It wasn't bad at all though.
in 9th grade, I on my birthday, Imagine Dragons played. At the
Oh.
outfield, dude.
Damn.
And we were all sitting up on the hill, me and a bunch of friends, and I was like, dude, I'm getting into this show. And so I climbed down the hill, and there's those like greenhouses, that,
Yeah.
like, greenhouse stretch.
Yeah.
So they have security guards that are standing way up high
Mhm.
on like posts, looking over that entire field. But you can
They got their
hide behind the
walkies.
greenhouses and like different kind of rocks and shit.
Mhm.
So I was on the phone with my buddy who was on top of the hill, and he would tell me when the guards were looking, when they weren't.
Oh,
And then I-
it's so clean.
bro, this dude
You
was
know?
playing Snake,
Dude,
bro.
it was so crazy. And then I got up to the fence, and it's that black metal fence. I had to jump over that fence, and then I'm outside of the venue, right? like just outside of the thing. But there's a bunch of security guards right there, and none of them saw me walk up. And so I'm standing there on the phone, and one security guard turns around and goes, "Hey, you can't be out there. Get back in."
Oh, you're like, yeah.
Later. That's when
Dude.
you just take off.
Who knows?
Just
Maybe
go
he
and
was
run in
just
the
say,
crowd.
maybe he was just
he
sparing
he
you.
let me in because he thought I was like,
Or-
I just stepped outside of the show.
Dude,
Or maybe he was
will
like, I
never,
respect
will
this
never not
fool.
try to sneak in.
Imagine Dragons, baby.
Let's go.
I am such a fiend. Like even me and
Dude,
you.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
at the Bluegrass
we,
concert we snuck in. We had
dude.
one ticket that was GA, and then we had
Yeah.
one ticket that was in a seat.
no
And so
matter
we were
what
just-
show,
We
no
were
matter
just
how
chilling
old,
in seats. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to break in. I'm gonna try to sneak into the front, no matter what. It's like just the thrill of like, it's it's a bad look, but like at the same time, like some of those,
Yeah.
like that's how it was back in the day. you
Yeah.
know?
Bro,
Like,
it's so
nowadays
much more
there's-
fun sneaking into something.
Dude, you pay
'Cause, like,
so much.
You
like-
pay for the general admission ticket. You're like, all right, cool. I'm expecting to be in there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
sneak
no,
in,
yeah.
you get the rush,
The
and
GA,
then once you're in,
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
let's go.
You buy the the cheapest ticket and
Or
then
just
you
two-step
expect,
in.
yeah, which is cool. But like I paid my fee.
Yeah.
Like these artists are making so much. Like what's it gonna
Exactly.
I was talking about it on a different episode of the podcast, but depending on I don't have to be at the front for certain shows. It doesn't matter to me as
Sometimes
much.
it's not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
I don't
It's
fuck.
totally
I don't
cool.
fuck with people. I like to.
Yeah.
I always pay for VIP, or I'll stand in the back. Obviously, like we just said,
Yeah.
like I was like
A little
stand
bit.
over.
You're
there.
able.
see.
I
You're able.
fucking hate being like
Those
just
tight ones,
like
yeah.
a sardine box, bro. It's
I'm-
like I
I'm
can't.
small
And
enough
it
to
really
wear it.
depends
Fun.
on the venue for me, because like at the Knitting Factory, if it's a show that I really want to see, I know all the words like to the person playing.
Yeah.
I want to be at the front, and also I can get there. I can get my stance set,
Yep.
stand there
Yep.
for
Hold on to the rail.
hold on to the rail.
Make sure you're
I
just.
can rest up and shit.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll do that. If there's a concert that I want to go to at the Knit, I will be there early
Yeah.
just to get that position. But for music festivals, I'm not fighting my way through
Yeah.
a big ass crowd just to
Yeah.
get
So
relatively
many people
close.
are
Like,
there. It's like
it's insane.
Yeah.
And then you gotta end up splitting up from your group and shit unless you're trying to. That's
The group push is
the
also
group
tough.
push is crazy, bro. Sometimes people will just be like, "Hey, can I get?" Like that's the classic thing, right?
Can I get by you?
Hey, can I get by you?
8 more
We're like,
people
"Guys, let's go."
Dude.
Picking people come through.
I got
You gotta
called
do the
out at
solo
that Mac
mixing on
show.
that one, Yeah.
At
Yeah.
that Mac Miller show, I got called out because my homies, we were trying to do the whole. There were people jumping, and my homies got my hand, and we were all hitting hand in hand trying to fucking sneak through the crowd. And obviously, I'm fucking 6'5".
aboard!
So
All
we're training
No,
through,
we got
and
you.
3 people behind me. Some dude goes, "Hey, where you going?" Like,
Scare on a bit,
Like, just trying to
come
push
on
through,
now.
and then everybody
Come
keeps
on.
going.
It's all fun and games
till
till the 6'4", 6'5" guy walks by.
Dude.
Later.
Yeah, I just
Peace.
get-
I'm
everybody
out.
else got to the front, and then I'm
Yeah.
standing in a crowd of people just getting fucking.
Dude, that's the worst is when you make it, but then you have people that hate you right behind you, but you already made it. So it's like, do
Also,
I stay here
me
and have these
standing
people
at
hate
the
me?
front
there?
of a
Yeah.
show,
Yeah.
I'm just
Getting
blocking 10
Bows
people.
to the lower
Yeah,
back
they're
the
like- they're
entire
like,
night.
"Fuck you, dude."
Nobody
Like,
wants me at the front of a show.
Yeah, no, you see that's the benefit
you're
of being
right,
short. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
I don't even want to be at the front of a show, so y'all can have it.
Honestly, the best sound quality is like on the back
It
mid level. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
On the
You-
back burner.
Yeah.
When you don't have a
Ah.
speaker right here.
Yeah, bro.
Okay,
Banger.
okay. Do we have any honorable mentions for worst show that you've been to?
Worst shows?
Worst show.
I've
I mean, Kodak Black for sure.
Come back to me.
Kodak Black, worst shows.
And what made it such a bad show? I mean, we talked about it a bit, but like, obviously Kodak Black has bangers, but he's probably in Boise where he doesn't really give a.
He doesn't give a
doesn't
fuck.
care about
No.
Boise.
Shit, dude, I haven't been to that many bad shows. Like,
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever been to a bad show.
Kodak
Honestly,
Black was definitely a bad show.
Yeah.
I'm very choosy with what I like pick. you know?
Yeah. The worst part about a bad show too is you're just standing there and you're like, do I leave?
I paid
all
for this.
money,
Fuck.
Yeah.
and then your
Yeah.
legs are tired. That's why the in between is just there's not really an in between because
No.
being crowded around a bunch of people, like this show just isn't good. It's a bad experience for sure. I've got two that were bad, and one of them, the first one, I gotta shout out Max Winters because he bought me like this $70 ticket.
Shout out Max Wieners.
Winters.
and it
Oh.
was
Shout
it
out Max
was
Winters.
just- I said I wanted to go because I'm always down to try new shit, and like metal isn't my favorite genre of music, and it was the Tool concert.
Oh, okay.
Who are you to wave your finger? You must be out your head.
And, like,
come on now.
This is just
Tool
like, personal
fucks.
preference,
It does.
probably.
They
They're
do.
like everybody else is having
Tool
a really good time, but
fucks.
I'm sitting there just like, please be the last song. Please be the
Oh,
last
Dude,
song.
but also
Please
not
be the
only
last
that, they
song.
have like 12-minute songs.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
they're a
and
trip.
I think, oh fuck yes, this was the last song.
Yep.
The whole stage goes black,
Yep.
and then pops up on the screen, intermission, dude.
Oh,
like-
you only made it halfway.
You're only halfway.
Halfway.
Was it a 2-hour show?
Bro, it was like 2.5 hours, my guy. It was so long, and I'm just like
That's
sitting there,
crazy.
like trying not to fucking
Bro.
claw my eyes out.
What? Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Luckily, it was seated.
I don't think.
There you go.
But I feel bad because I didn't pay for the tickets. Like I said, I wanted to go and like all this shit, but
Yeah.
definitely one of my least favorite concerts I've ever fucking been to.
I think no. I don't think any music performance should be longer than 2 hours.
Nah, yeah.
Like any longer than that.
It gets.
It's asking
That's
a
like
lot
watching a
from the crowd.
movie,
It's
bro.
asking a lot from the
Yeah,
crowd.
and
I
you're
can't even watch a
standing on your
movie
feet.
that's 2.5
Yeah.
hours.
That's what I'm saying. It's asking a lot.
Yeah. It's also like from an artist perspective when you're performing. Why the fuck would you want to perform
You got a lot
while
of music.
people are
We
just
got a
tired
lot
as
of-
fuck
we
at
got
this
a
point? Like
catalog,
people are
my
tired
boy.
as fuck. They're not really like
Yeah.
their attention spans are getting drawn out, and
Yeah.
it's just like
The other one that pops into my mind is the show that I saw in 9th grade way back in the day.
Deep cut.
And it was a fun show, but the whole like setup for it and like vibe was just so strange that it does stick out to me as a bad show. And it was Tyga.
Tyga?
It was the Tyga
Oh,
I can
concert,
see
bro.
that.
And it was one of those shows in Boise. What happens a lot of times when you get these rappers that are bigger names is they don't really have an opener, so they
Yeah.
just are like, hey,
2 hours of Tiger.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, no, not 2 hours of Tiger. They get a bunch of local artists.
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
come
People
up
that
and
yeah.
people who nobody knows that maybe aren't
Unless
even that good.
unless you're a local person, you wouldn't really know them.
Yeah, and so it was this super long, enduring process of seeing opener after opener after opener
Yeah.
until midnight. Because Tyga's one of those performers. He probably is used to playing at ATL strip clubs,
Oh.
Vegas, like
yeah.
Throwing in.
doesn't come out until midnight.
Bodie.
Right? And so in
Bodie.
Boise, that's just not something you want to do.
No, we have a curfew
in
at
Boise,
midnight.
We have a curfew,
Yeah.
and like you don't no crowd in Boise wants to stay out that late to see a show.
No.
Typically.
Yeah.
And so then Tyga comes out, and it was just so goofy, right? Because Tyga's like catalog of music is honestly, it's
Yeah.
banging, but it's
Yeah.
honestly hilarious. And he had 3 outfit changes during the show, bro, which was honestly kind of steezy, but
Donnie.
at the same time just fucking hilarious, bro. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, you're in Boise, like,
Just
who gives a
flexing.
fuck? like
Flexing.
just
Yeah,
flexing,
every
dude.
other song.
Dude, every other song, he'd like take a 5-minute break and literally change his entire outfit. I'm like, that's kind of fucking wild, but it's also just like it took way too long. But then, yeah, no, that was funny. That was funny. And then, sorry, I gotta mention another show that was actually pretty fun, but just sticks out of my mind now that I'm thinking about it. Is the Juicy J concert.
Oh, bro, I was there.
Were you? When
I
he
was
was
there.
sitting on the
Oh
throne,
my
and
God,
because he had
dude.
the broken foot, dude. So he went to I think he was in San Francisco the night
Yeah.
before, and he broke his foot on stage. And the doctors were like, "Bro, you have to cancel the tour. Like, you can't."
He's like,
can't
"Fuck
perform."
that.
And literally on his Instagram story, he goes, "Doctors told me that I need to cancel my tour." And he's like, "Fuck it, I'm going to Idaho."
Hey,
and he just
dude.
fucking shows up. They had this big ass throne for him, dude. And he's just sitting there rapping all his songs, just sitting on the throne with a boot on.
That's
that
pretty
was
lit.
That was sick.
Yeah.
Shout out Juicy J for that one.
This
But yeah, anyways.
I got one more bad experience. It wasn't like I didn't even get to go to the concert because it got canceled. But obviously, I'm not upset about it. It was just unfortunate. We drove all the way to Salt Lake to see A$AP Ferg, and one of A$AP Ferg's friends got shot
Oof.
and ended up not performing that night. So we drove all the way to Salt Lake just to get the. Like, we literally got to the venue and everything, and it was canceled, like, within, like, a couple hours of that. So we were like, fuck. But then, a year prior, we went to Salt Lake for Denzel Curry.
Oh man.
That shit was one of the funnest concerts in terms of a solo artist that I've ever experienced. Like,
Denzel's energy is
Denzel,
second to
dude,
none.
he was literally doing, like, fucking, like, martial arts on the fucking stage. Like,
Not
just
surprising.
throwing kicks and spins and, like, going crazy. Energy balls throwing them to the crowd. Like, it was insane.
Shout out Denzel.
Yeah. The Grade A tour. I don't know if you guys were at the Grade A tour.
Oh, grade A, yeah.
With
Yeah.
the
I didn't
Snot-
end up going to that, but I
Snot,
definitely
Ski Mask,
Maxo.
Cream, also Suicide Boys. That shit was crazy. A$AP Mob. A$AP Rocky's one of my favorite. Next to like Flatbush Zombies, A$AP Rocky's like one of the best performers I've ever seen. I saw him in Life is Beautiful in Vegas.
Yeah.
Also saw him in Seattle. And funny enough, I was at the same concert as Matt.
Matt Crumb.
Shout out Matt Crumb.
100%. Shout out Matt.
Yeah.
But we were at the same A$AP Mob concert in Seattle.
Why was Matt at the
Back-
A$AP?
Dude, because
He fucks with hip-hop.
Bro, he lives.
He
At the
yeah.
time, he lived in Washington.
Oh,
And I
okay.
went back there because I have family over there for a concert with my friends in high school. And then we started working at Roost together.
Yeah.
And we were like, I was like, bro, I went to this A$AP Mob
Weren't
concert.
you there?
He was like, wait, the one at this place, like the ballroom? And I was like, yeah. Actually, I don't think that was the ballroom. But yeah, I was crazy. And then, you guys know Peach Pit?
Beach Pit, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw
Solid.
them in Portland, and they were
That's cool.
insane. Their energy on stage, the
Yeah.
lead singer goes crazy.
That's fine.
One of the guys, he was playing like violin on the floor. Like he put the violin on the floor and he was playing it crisscross applesauce.
That's it.
It was crazy.
Any bad shows?
Bad shows.
No worries.
I honestly have been to
Yeah,
pretty
no
solid
worries.
shows. One thing that kind of stands out to me with bad shows are like is the artist egos sort of things.
Yeah.
I've been to shows where
They're
like
"Where's
you
the
like you know like you worship us, like you're on our time, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like, and not really giving like a good message nor like portraying the person that you see on these social
Or the
medias and stuff.
Person
And
that you fell in
it's
love
just
with.
kind of a bad taste in your
when you
mouth where
listen
it's like
to
after the show
music.
you're like, dude, like
I kind of lost respect for them.
I
a
kind of
little
lost
bit. They're,
respect.
like, a little
Yeah,
weird.
you know,
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
not
wasn't
like
what I was
super-
expecting.
Yeah, which I mean, every performance is different. Sometimes people just do
Yeah.
things, especially considering who I am, just do things without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're on stage, and you just say something, and all of a sudden, like, you get a bad look, and so no, really name dropping with the concerts, but
That's fine.
I think I love going
Yeah,
to shows.
I mean, when you're on stage, it's definitely important to consider that these people spent money to
Right.
spend that time with you,
Right.
so they should be able to enjoy it however the fuck they want to.
However they want,
There's no right or wrong way to do it. It can be awkward sometimes if you're putting out all this energy on stage and it's not reciprocated, but usually that won't be the case. I mean,
Right.
there's gonna be a time or two probably where you get a crowd that's just half asleep, right? But at the same time, that's not something you can control, so there's no point in just being like, "What the fuck, guys?" Like,
Exactly.
because then you're just ruining the entire vibe.
Yeah.
Any
100%.
final thoughts on concerts for you, Sherm?
Yeah, that ego thing I was gonna mention when I went to that Smokers Club festival. I got to see the Underachievers,
Oh.
and Issa Gold has a certain energy about him that you're like, this guy, but maybe was not the same, or it was like a off day for AK the Savior, but he definitely had that ego about him that Ricky mentioned, which I kind of felt off-putting. Like, he definitely had a little bit too much swagger of like, you're here to see me, I'm the one, like that kind of thing. And I was just like, man, I don't know if I really like that much. And I do like AK like a lot. So I don't know exactly what to think about that, but yeah, that ego thing definitely was kind of left me with a bad taste after that little performance that they had. And I was like, that was weird. Issa was cool, but AK seemed like he was just way too about himself.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, Ricky,
Hey yo,
pleasure, man.
thank you
It's
so
been a
much.
yeah,
Seriously.
This has been really fun, and
Dude.
I appreciate you fellas kind of starting this this ritual and bringing it to Boise, because growing musicians, we need an outlet, and
what
it's
I'm
hard.
saying.
Like we were talking about that content, man. This is that.
good content.
This
Yes,
is
yeah,
this.
man. We'll get this out in time for your show for sure. I'll at least be able to post some shorts and stuff about that. So
Cool.
So yeah, man. We'll hopefully be able to help you promote. Whatever projects you guys are doing in the future, let us know, dude, and we'll highlight them. We'll do album reviews.
Hell
We could also bring out the whole crew at
The
one
whole
point
gang.
too.
Yeah, bring out the whole
Like,
gang, man.
yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'd love
Bring it
to-
out.
we'd
Yeah,
love to
I
bring
was-
everybody, so.
I was gonna tell them to come out, but
Yeah.
it was kind of last minute, so
It's
don't
all
be
good.
mad at me,
Man,
Ben.
We
no
also
worries.
we have 4 microphones, but we can also set up another.
These ones capture a lot.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
set
for
up
every
one
2
for like
people, we
2
could have
people.
one.
Essentially, we
Yeah.
could like have a whole 4 setup
Right.
of where it's just projecting and catching everything
Yeah,
kind of
dude.
thing. So.
Considering next time we meet, let's both, we both know that our following's gonna be up on both ends of the
Most definitely.
spectrum.
Yes, sir.
So
Most
we'll come
definitely.
see you after a few shows.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know,
Post
we will
shows.
come to
Post
shows.
tour even, like when you guys have that little bit of downtime,
Yes.
you guys can
Yes.
recap your tour with us or
Yep.
something. Like
Yep.
that
When
would
the
be
music
fun,
drops,
too.
we'll be sure to give it a listen and promote it as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But for the time being, you got Slick Rick's Cuts up there.
Yup.
Peace.
That's the Instagram?
Slick Rick's Cuts at
Yes,
Hudson
sir.
Powder
Hudson
at
Powder
Hudson
Cup.
Powder Company, right there.
Wherever.
Yes, sir.
Give us a
And yeah.
follow. To the moon. I appreciate you having
Boom.
us all.
Boom,
All
boom.
the
This has
listeners,
been
I love you all.
Speaking into the void, baby.
Speaking into the void.
Yeah,
Woo! Peace and love.
gotta channel something different. Gotta channel something different. Feels a little difficult. Might be on the cliff, but I might be at the pinnacle. Little bit of lift, don't feel it like I'm falling off. Volatile, isn't it? Sorta like a Molotov. I stay with the business, sorta like a workaholic. Do it for the kids, cause I know they got a lot of problems. I don't always hit, dog. I just take a lot of shots. Truly, I've been pissed off. Witnessing the world stop, yeah. Violent story of my lifetime. Bring it with me when I rhyme. One of a kind, so you won't blow my high. I'm always falling afloat and I'm feeling the vibe. Should've got me in the eyes, looking at me in the light. Look at the time, I need to waste my right. I know I got a little rhythm, I've been on my grind. Somebody throw me a line, let on rubber could climb up tight. Give me a seat to recline, feeling the heat of the fire. I rise, somewhere up on my demise. Is there more to me than I've even realized? Cynical, the least of my worries. World burns in a hurry. I write, add a little spice like it's curry. I light up. Everything is nicer when it's blurry. Stay tied up. Try to keep my head down when I'm working. In the beat, I'll treat like surgery. Always staying steady, even though it's pretty urgent. I cut like machete, so don't talk like you ain't heard of me before. Cypher soul rise, best version of me. Gotta channel something different. Feels a little difficult. Might be on the cliff, but I might be at the pinnacle. Little bit of lift, don't feel it like I'm falling off. Volatile, isn't it? Sorta like a Molotov. I stay with the business, sorta like a workaholic. Do it for the kids, cause I know they got a lot of problems. I don't always hit, dog. I just take a lot of shots. Truly, I've been pissed off. Witnessing the world stop, yeah. Somebody tell me to stop what I'm doing. I'm looking at them and I'm fired away. Nothing you're doing can block